What happens when no one believes you, even when you're telling the truth? That's what Pedro discovered, and he discovered it in the worst possible way. Pedro was a young boy who worked as a shepherd on the outskirts of the village. His job was to watch over the sheep on the hillside and protect them from the wolves in the forest. Every morning, he climbed the stone path with his satchel over his shoulder and a shepherd's staff that was too big for him. From up there, he could see everything: the red rooftops, the smoke from the chimneys, the river shining in the distance. But Pedro's problem wasn't the wolves. It was the boredom. Day after day, the same sheep, the same landscape, the same silence. Only the wind and the sheep and the wind. Until one morning, he had an idea. He stood up, Huequias, and shouted with all his might, "The wolf! The wolf is coming!" The village doors burst open. The men ran up with sticks and pitchforks. Stumbling over each other, panting up the slope, when they arrived, sweating and ready for battle, they found Pedro lying on the ground, dying of laughter. "I tricked you! There's no wolf!" The villagers walked back down the hill in silence, teeth clenched. No one said a word, but their footsteps sounded heavy on the grass. Days passed. The boredom returned. And Pedro thought, one more time won't hurt. "The wolf! Help!" This time, fewer people climbed up, and once again, they found Pedro, laughing his head off. No one said anything. They walked back without looking and slammed their doors, shut. Then came an afternoon. That smelled different. The air carried a strange cold. The sheep were restless, pressing close together. Pedro felt a tingle on the back of his neck, and he saw it. A massive wolf emerged from the forest. It wasn't running. It came slowly, with the calm of one who knows it has time. Its gray fur gleamed under the last light of the sun, its yellow eyes fixed first on the flock, then on Pedro. This time, there was no joke. This time, it was real. He ran toward the village, screaming like never before. "The wolf! For real! Please, come!" His voice now sounded different, desperate. He stumbled and got up. He screamed and screamed, but in the village, no one moved. "There he goes again with his lies," said someone behind a window. "Let him deal with it himself," answered another. Pedro screamed until he was hoarse, but no one climbed the hill. When he turned around, the wolf was already among the sheep. Pedro tried to scare it away with stones, but the animal was too strong, too calm. When it finally left, it left behind a disaster Pedro would never forget. That night, he returned to the village with only 3 sheep. He walked slowly, with his staff dragging on the ground. People watched him from their doorways, but no one asked anything. They didn't need to. Pedro had learned something that would hurt forever. If you waste other people's trust on lies, when you truly need it, it won't be there. From that day on, Pedro never lied again, because some lessons are learned too late.